and an alien sound struck his ear with gentle firmness.
You are to become the voice of interplanetary parliament.
The ensuing silence was broken only by the sound of shattering plates as they slipped from his useless fingers. There was no further explanation which George desperately required, having never heard of interplanetary parliament. A week of hopeless frustration followed. Those he confided in were baffled. He almost wept with terrible loneliness, but he was not afraid. George knew that prophets often experience a period of angst and loneliness before a great revelation. 8 days later, after very careful practice of yogic breathing, a man in white robes walked through the wall, and having outlined George's earthly mission, promptly exited through the locked door.
From there, he became a medium for various intelligences from other planets.
I am known as Ethereus.
Where are you speaking from now?
I'm sorry, my dear friend, I cannot answer that question for you.
He made quite a few unconventional claims. He said, well, Jesus comes from another planet. That wasn't going to go down too well. But he didn't let that stop him.
George founded the Ethereus Society in London in 1955 before moving to America. He set about constructing various devices to store and broadcast spiritual energy.
We have a piece of equipment called a battery. And in this battery, which is a piece of radionic apparatus, that's a science of psychic energy, we believe we can store energy and then released in cooperation with otherworldly beings to particular areas.
This transmission of spiritual energy is achieved with the spiritual energy radiator, a mysterious device which also apparently receives energy from a giant invisible spacecraft, 12,000 yards long.
This particular spacecraft, satellite number 3 as we call it, is manned and is piloted by interplanetary beings, but there's nothing unusual in that. Of course there are people out there who think it's all absolutely nutty and weird, but there are a lot of people who say, well, that could be true.
And so we leave the members of the Ethereus Society to their sacred cosmic chants.